Hello everyone, this presentation is based on classroom discourse and teaching by Steve Walsh. So in this book, Steve Walsh emphasizes the importance of putting an understanding of classroom discourse at the center of any second language classroom, which is of highly importance for both teachers and learners. As they're studying classroom discourse, the teacher can render their teaching more fruitful and more enjoyable. So this presentation will focus on the second part of the second chapter in this book, in which Steve Walsh elaborates on interaction as being one of the fundamentals to successful teaching. As their interaction, teachers can give their students opportunities to learn better and faster. So in this presentation, I will shed light on four main areas. The first area is improving questioning strategies, and the second one is making the discourse more communicative. The third is enhanced interactive decision making. And last but not least, dealing with reticence. Improving question strategies. So, questioning is a skill which needs a lot of practice to be mastered. And we can notice from the title that we're talking about more than one strategy to ask questions. So, in this book, Steve Walsh made a distinction between three classifications of questions. We have form, content, and purpose. So in form, we talk about yes or no questions and WH questions. And content, those questions which are related to personal facts, opinions, and experiences. While in purpose, those questions that lead to communication and discussion. And here we can make a distinction between display questions and those questions which require common known answers and referential questions which elicit personal answers. Making the discourse more communicative. So, classroom discourse can be more communicative through referential questions, content feedback, wait time, and student-initiated talk. So, referential questions are these questions which require more effort from the teacher, and they help the learner to think critically and share their views. However, a lot of teachers prefer the display questions as they're easier. Content feedback. So the idea here is that in order not to hinder the flow of the discourse, the teacher may have to focus on the content rather than the form. And wait time. Here we talk about the time the teacher may wait in order to get the response from the student. And in the last point, student-initiated talk, what is meant here is that it is good and beneficial to lead students from time to time to choose the topic of the discussion or to initiate the talk. The third era in teaching development is enhancing interactive decision making, and no one can deny that good decision making will automatically lead to effective teaching. And in this era, we're going to mention the study in which Keith Bailey established six principles of interactive decision making. So these principles are the following, and the first one is serve the common good. The idea here is that when the teacher believes in the idea that all students have problems, and the second principle is teach to the moment. So this means that the teacher sometimes may have to change the plan and not sticking to the lesson plan. In some cases, of course, because in some classes, when a student asks a question outside the topic, the teacher rejects the question, chooses not to answer it just because it has nothing to do with words in the lesson plan. The third principle is further the listen. Okay, this may also require change in the plan, but this time not in the content, rather in the type of the activity or in the way in which the lesson is going to be taught. And the fourth principle is promote students' involvement or accommodate learning styles. This principle emphasizes the need of taking into consideration the variability of learning styles among students. And in other words, each student has his or her learning style. The fifth principle is promote students' involvement. So this principle is about the role or the responsibility of the teacher in encouraging students to participate and interact. And the last principle is distribute the wealth. This principle is about involving all the students and giving the floor and encouraging all students to participate, and especially the reticent ones. And the last part of this presentation will deal with these kind of students. So if I can say in all classrooms, you find a Mr. or Miss Know-it-all. Whenever the teacher asks a question, he or she jumps to be the first ones to answer the question. Sometimes before other classmates could think about the answer, and sometimes even before the teacher finishes the question. So if the teacher doesn't pay attention to this, he may end up always giving the floor to these students and exclude the ones who prefer to remain silent because of different reasons. So when we talk about the students who prefer to remain silent, we talk about reticence. Reticence may be attributable to many reasons, such as the lack of confidence, the fear of making mistakes, the fear of being judged or laughed at, and so on and so forth. However, this could be surmounted by a group of strategies, and some of these strategies are lengthening with time, improving question strategies, accepting a variety of answers, making use of group work and peer support, and providing content feedback. Lengthening with time or giving students enough time to express themselves, as not all students can have this rapidity in answering questions or in interacting. The second strategy is improving question strategies, and here we talk about using different question strategies and not stick only to one. And the teacher can use WH questions, referential questions, and display questions. Accepting a variety of answers. Teachers will encourage students to participate more by accepting different answers, and even if the answer provided by the student is not equivalent. So the teacher here may want to forget about the role of the judge by saying this is right and this is wrong, okay? Instead, he may just want to give an indirect comment, okay? In this way, the student will not get embarrassed, and especially the students who lack self-confidence and whom we're talking about now. The third strategy is making use of group work and peer support. So the teacher also can resort to peer support. One of the most successful solutions to deal with such situation is to ask the student to think about the answer while the teacher is eliciting answers of the same question from other students. Then the teacher can get back to the student who could not answer the question earlier. This way, the student will repeat the answer in his way, which will make him or her more confident to participate in the future. Yes, I think we still have one strategy, which is providing content feedback. So feedback is also recommended where the teacher comments on what the student said. So this comment can be a reaction to what a learner said, or just a humorous comment usually used by teachers to break the ice. Through this feedback, learners improve oral fluency, especially if the feedback is on the content rather than form. So that's all for today. I hope that you will enjoy my presentation, and thank you.